Hello and welcome back, my horses riding unicycles. Guess what we got today? You have no... Oh, you saw me click it. Crap. Alright. You figured it out by now. We've got another brick. We've got double health MOABS. But we're also doing it extra specially difficult over here, guys. Woo! We're doing it with no monkey knowledge. Now, this is obviously something that I just do for my own personal benefit, I guess. Just my own little baby challenge right here to make it more interesting for myself. And also just to kind of make it easier if anybody's ever struggle-lugging, man. If they don't have all the monkey knowledge, well, then you got something to work with here. So, I've actually been playing a lot of AnotherBrick lately. I actually really enjoyed this map. I think it's basically a perfectly designed Bloons Tower Defense 6 map. It's got straight lines, it's got water where you need it, it's got an interesting concept of the 3D wall here where you can't hit the other side. You have to really use the benefits of towers that can see through walls like your wizards over here. And overall, I just like it as a map. So it's like the right difficulty too. It's just long enough where you can still use the monkey aces and the heli pilots if you want to, but we usually actually don't use those guys all that much. This time we will. So, if I do lose some lives, forgive me. I know. For any of you guys with those awesome, fantastic life shields out there, well, you guys got it covered for sure. For sure, man. So, you know, I actually just want to talk a little bit about my, a little while back, one of my first times actually going on public transportation. So, if you guys don't know, alright, I'm a bit weird. I don't live in a city. I live in the suburbs of said city. I live in the suburbs of Chicago. And the first time that I ever went on public transportation whatsoever was I took the, I believe it's called, okay, forgive me if I'm going to be an idiot here. I believe it's called the Metro, the one that goes from the suburbs all the way down to whatever the central station is. I want to call it Grand Central Station, but I'm pretty sure that's New York, so I don't want to call it that. So, yeah, so it's like, and the reason why I went with my girlfriend at the time, was not Amanda. This is my ex-girlfriend, actually. And she really liked going downtown, so I was like, alright, let's go have some fun down there. Let's go downtown, let's go to the zoos and just hang out and do what the heck we want to do. So, we drove to the train station, we parked, and the first thing that I noticed is back then I was very poor. I worked part-time, I was still in college, like, you know, I was a standard poor college kid over here, in thousands of dollars of debt already. It's like, oh man, just gotta spend more money to make money, I guess, or to at least have a girlfriend and have fun, right? In life, that's what you gotta do. So, I remember the first thing that I thought was, we had to pay for the train, and just to go from I guess it's pretty far away. We're almost at, like, the end of where the train actually leads to, so I kind of understood this. But to go from there all the way downtown was, I believe, like, $10 a person. And we probably went at the wrong time, you know. There's probably cheaper times to go and everything, but it was like 20 bucks just to ride the tram. I'm like, that just seems more expensive than if I had to drive downtown, you know? I don't know, that was just my thought. Then, on the way back, then we had to take, so then, after that, we also had to take the, oh crap. Oh man, what's the word for it? The other little trolley train things. Oh man, you guys can tell. I'm not one of those city folks, alright? I'm not one of those big bad city folks up there. But those little, partially subway-ish trains that kind of just get you wherever you need to go in the city. Yeah, you guys are going to call me an idiot. I know. It's okay. Feel free, man. Feel free. I've only done this like twice in my entire life, so it's easy for me to forget. And then I remember for those, we had to pay like $2.50 or something like that every time we wanted to get on or wanted to get off. And we had to do that twice that day. So that was like another 10 bucks right there. And then on the way back, it was even more expensive to get on the way back. So it was like rush hour, dude. It was like $12 per person. So we spent like $50 just like transporting ourselves around downtown. I'm like, downtown sucks. Like, dude, this is terrible. Like, I can drive my car and get to anywhere I want to for a very reasonable price. If you just pay for gas, man. I know the maintenance seems like it costs a lot of money, but realistically, it's actually not that bad, at least for my car. I've been really lucky. I would say no maintenance cost, but I think the entirety of the maintenance cost for its entire life has probably been like $2,500 or something like that. Like, it has not been bad at all. I got the brakes repaired twice. I got new tires once. You know, I got a couple $100 things done here and there, but like, I never did anything crazy and just got the oil changed. My car, he just goes. Or she. Should I call it he or she? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What should I name my car? Sheila? She could be Australian, I suppose. But she was made in America. She's a Ford, so I don't know, man. She could still be Sheila. She could be Sheila. She could have an Australian accent if we want to. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing, I don't think so, at least. Anyways, let's check out my strategy really quick. So if you guys don't know, so far, I've been playing very, very nonchalantly because, of course, we're playing double health MOABs. It's easy until round 40, right? It's just like a standard regular game here. Once you hit round 40, that's a MOAB. That's going to be a drastic change in difficulty right here, and that's why I'm going to go for the Monkey Ace right here. I'm going to get the top path Monkey Ace, top third tier, and that's going to be able to pop the MOAB, hopefully, in time right here. If you guys don't know, the top path third tier MOAB shoots out MOAB missiles that do 50 damage total every shot, and they shoot out pretty frequently. So for a regular MOAB, you can easily shoot it 4 or 5 times, no problem. On this map, I think we can hit at least 5 or 6 times. So we're doing like 250 to 300 the damage with just that MOAB right there, or just with that one Monkey Ace, and everybody else just has to do that other 100 damage and just clean up the balloons underneath. So watch it happen here right away on round 40. You're going to see the extreme damage right here, man. Woo! So watch these missiles. We get 1 shot off. We get 2 shots off. That's 100 damage. There's 3, and there is 4. So we did 200 damage right there just with the Monkey Ace itself. Out of the 400, though, I mistook that, man. It's 400 total health for a MOAB right there. So we did have to do a pretty reasonable amount with everything else over there. So that was just the cost of it. But how did it go? Overall, it went pretty smoothly. I had no idea where I was going, and honestly, because I don't know nothing about downtown, and I didn't have a smartphone at the time, I would have gotten completely and utterly lost if it wasn't for her. If she wasn't there guiding me along the way, man, I'd still be downtown. I'd be, well, you know, I'd probably be buried in the ground somewhere, because I probably would have died. I'm serious with you guys. There would be no way that I could ever figure that out, ever. Anyways, if you notice, I'm doing something weird right here. What? Dude, Chris, what are you spending $1,000 if you're spending money on a monkey village? Well, realistically, we don't have to deal with anything until round 50, right? Everything is just pretty standard right now. Balloons, balloons, and balloons. So between round 40 and round 50, you got 10 rounds to save up that money and get the top path Arcane Wizard right here. He is one of your best MOAB popping power towers in the game, but the weird thing about him is I'm getting a little bit early here, alright? Because the thing is he really doesn't do that much MOAB damage per hit. But because he can go through like 50 MOABs if he wants to, I don't even know exactly how many he is, but he can go through a lot of MOABs over here. He does do a pretty drastic amount of damage. If you actually can't tell, he also kind of acts like a sniper over here. So for all these rainbow balloons and high tier balloons and everything, we're actually kind of just charging right through these things. It's actually pretty freaking sweet right here how much damage we can do. So even the ceramic balloons, I mean, we're not actually getting through the ceramic layer, but doing a couple shots right there does do a lot. And we do perfect timing here, guys, for this 4th tier wizard, ready to hit this MOAB. And now, obviously, this is going to be a breeze. This is the basic setup you guys want to get. Get a good defense, get something that's strong against the MOABs like a wizard over here, and it's basically game over already. It's not like you can't win, or you can't lose, but as long as you got this setup, it's going to be hard for you to lose, as long as you're spending your money, basically. So, as far as, yeah, everything went, it was actually very, very intriguing to take the train. I know that when I first hopped on, I was honestly a little bit afraid that, like, something bad was going to happen. Like, as I was rolling down the tracks, it wasn't that bumpy. It was actually pretty reasonable. But those weird turns, man, there was a lot of turns that we had to go on, and I was like, dude, what if we just fly off the freaking tracks right here, dude? It so easily could happen. But no, I trusted the train, and everything went smoothly. Overall, yeah, I don't know. Well, there's really not that much to talk about it, I guess. Oh, though there was pigeons. Oh, that's the main thing, man. So if you guys don't know, I'm an animal lover, right? And I thought the pigeons were just so gosh darn cool. I'm sure all you city folk out there, you guys know, and I know that I sound weird that I'm from like this little town of like 100 people or something like that. Like, no, I'm not. That's not the scenario here. But you city folks out there are used to the pigeons, right? We get seagulls out in the suburbs. That's what we get. Seagulls. I know it sounds weird because I live several thousand miles away from the nearest ocean, so we shouldn't have seagulls here, right? But no, seagulls are all over the place, dude. They fly around in a lot of grocery store parking lots, and whenever anybody drops like French fries or something, they charge and they take that stuff. Which reminds me of another story really quick. I'm going to kind of interrupt this story for my seagull story. And I remember I was in 3rd grade, in my art class, and we had this teacher named Mrs. Novak, I believe. And I didn't really like her. She was kind of fat and old, and I felt like she wasn't as creative as she should have been for an art teacher. So check this out, man. This is where it gets a little feisty right here. Round 60, baby. Oh, baby, it's looking real bad, right? Looking real bad. But we use the keg, and somehow we do defend, but we lose a couple lives. So round 60 was dangerous. And I think the main thing is, if you didn't notice, I had like 14 grand saved up. I really wanted to get the Spectre, right? So I'm trying to save up for the Spectre right now. And if I can get that for round 63, obviously I'm going to be very, very happy. You know, usually you can use Gwendolyn's abilities pretty reasonably well over here. Now, if you notice, the main reason why these MOABs are not getting popped is mostly because the purple balloons are actually getting in the way of my wizard right here. It's kind of sad, actually. And what I did was, believe it or not, I sold the wizard. I got afraid of these balloons over here. I sold the wizard to get my Spectre over here to pop these balloons, and then I'm going to rebuy the wizards. That was a very dangerous play for me. Honestly, I could have done it a couple different ways, but I felt like this was just the most reasonable way to do it. And now I've got my Spectre, and I'm happy. So, yeah, a bit of a tough situation right there. Honestly, if you had the extra monkey knowledge over here, you probably wouldn't have needed to do that. You probably could have just spent the money a little bit more efficiently than I did, and you would have been able to do this a little easier. But now, with the Spectre, we are very, very good against these MOAB class balloons, but we still don't have that 4th tier wizard. So again, still just gotta be careful, dude. It is not easy to take these guys down. And look at that at the very end. Oh my god, I'm freaking out right now, man. Freaking out. So yeah, anyways, we were in art class, and she just told us to draw a picture. Anything you want. Alright, what do I draw? Well, my friend told me this story about how he fed, or it's actually my brother, I think. About how he fed, I don't even know where I heard this, to be completely honest with you guys. That if you feed Pepto-Bismol to a seagull, maybe I even made it up in my own head. I don't know. Feed Pepto-Bismol to a seagull, that it will explode. Alright? So, in my creative little mind, I'm like, alright, let's draw a seagull exploding. Why not? And I got in trouble. You know, she wanted people to draw trees. Stupid crap. Maybe a person. I drew a seagull exploding by drinking Pepto-Bismol. And the Pepto-Bismol was, of course, pink over there. Seagull was white and cool looking and flying around, just exploded in the midair. And no, I didn't think it was a bad thing. I was just having fun, you know. I was just being an artist, right? Denied. I got in trouble. The teacher did not like that whatsoever. She was pretty angry at me. She was like, if you draw something else like that, I'm gonna call your parents. So that's why I'm not an artist. That teacher threw me down in the dirt, made me roll around, sprayed some water on me. I'm all muddy and gross and sad, and now I'm not an artist anymore. Now I can't even draw people. Now, I gotta admit, though, it's mostly I was a bad artist in the first place, and then that just made me hate it even further. It's also probably the reason why I don't like music, was my music teacher was not really all that good. I've told you this, guys, for sure, but that was when I wanted to play the drums, and the teacher told me to do the clap in some pattern, and I didn't have the pattern right, and he said, I can't be a drummer. You're not good enough. You don't got the beat, Chris. You don't got the beat, you can't be the drummer. And I still hate that guy to this day. So, yeah. I hate a lot of people, man. I do. I hate a lot of people. Anyways, the pigeons. So I remember I loved the pigeons. I love that they just were chilling next to you, you know? And like, I feel like I could have just taken home a pet pigeon. It would have loved me for the rest of my life. It would have been my best friend. If I just brought it home and I fed it every day, that's all it needs. Because it loves people already. It doesn't mind people. If you feed it, it can be your best friend. So, that or a crow. Oh, yeah. I think crows are smarter than pigeons. Because pigeons, people think they're just fat, ugly birds. But crows, people think of them as sort of more mystic, knowledgeable creatures and stuff like that. And crows are smart. Boy, are they, dude. They remember. They're one of the only things that remembers people's faces for long periods of time, not just like a day or a week or whatever. If you like kill a crow, they will remember you, and every time you come back, they will squawk at you and be like, ah, rah, rah, like there's the evil person. Ah. So yeah, they will hate you forever. So yeah, obviously, if you guys don't know, a group of crows is called a murder as well. Can you believe that? Oh my god, scary stuff here, guys. Scary stuff today. So I finally got my stuff in order by now. Yeah, we definitely struggled, but I've got everything in order. Basically, you want to do a lot of combo at popping power towers in here. We only got to get to around 80, so I don't have to do anything beyond that. So I've got my 4th tier wizard on the left. I've got my 203 super monkey on the right-ish area over here. And I've also got the Alchemist over here as well, so every single time that we pop a MOAB class balloon, it explodes. Dangerous, gooey deliciousness all over the place and hurts the rest of the MOABs, which is absolutely stupendously perfect. So if you guys enjoyed my rants and random crap going on today, make sure you press that like button for me, dude. I'd appreciate that a bunch. Subscribe and notify yourself every time a video comes up by hitting that little bell button right next to it. And of course, if you want to, feel free to answer any of the questions or the things that I talked about in the video. I do like reading your guys' comments. I still read them every once in a while. I don't read every single comment, but especially the comments that come out within the first 24 hours or so after the video is released. I go back and I really read as many of them as I possibly can. And then, here we go. There it is. Watch this explosion, guys. Oh my god. Huge Mungo explosions. Kabloom. And BFBs. Nothing left inside. Nothing left inside. Thanks for watching and have a super duper delicious day.